decided to start up early so I can get all the sharing and link posting I need done. This is my old band from when I was at the place that we're talking about. We were really good. So now you get to hear it. We'll probably get a little bit of an early start. It's about 15 minutes early, so.
God is a refuge.
I don't necessarily ask anyone to believe what they're talking about. Just listen to the good music and know that I really had fun making it.
God, you are a refuge.
And it sucks that I couldn't just do a job
God, you are
and then guide my own heart. They wanted to force me into their kingdom under their king, which wasn't who I was serving. Like, that's going to be something they'll interpret how they want to. Anyways, I'm not going to talk for though. Just listen to the tunes, man. We'll be actually playing in about 15 minutes, as I said. Right now I'm just getting everything posted.
I believe that you are the strong tower.
Feel free to say hello in the chat and stuff as you trickle in there. And have fun exploring the frozen wilds and getting my ass kicked on the shaman's path. That we're over by now too. Gotta do that stuff. I needed to find something more instrumental. Sorry.
I will make you my dwelling place. I make you my dwelling place. I know that no man can kill my soul. You alone possess it. Why should I fear those who take the part? For I know that my soul is kept by the God who is my refuge. I've made God my refuge. trouble. Though the land beneath my feet shakes and trembles, truth is steadies my heart. The earth shakes, but you are unshakable. You are the refuge that never moves. Therefore, I will not fear. Waves to and fro, I know I'm safe in you. It sways like sinking sand, but you are the rock on which I stand. He's made to build his house on the rock, steady and immovable. When those winds and those rains, they kill. I will stand on you, my solid rock. I will build my life on this cornerstone. It's the solid rock I stand on. It's sinking sand. So I will not fear. Christ, the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. I will not fear.
Dear YouTube, this is I literally played bass and this is improv, so I hope this doesn't flag anything. It shouldn't. Because some random person put it up. Almost ready, guys. We start up at closer to 6:30. Thanks for coming. I don't want to read it.
Solid rock I stand. The ground is sinking sand. I will not fear. On Christ the solid rock I stand. On the ground is sinking sand. Boldly say, the Lord is for me. I will not fear. What can man do to me? For I say, who can be against me? If my God for me. The fear of death has been overcome by Jesus. I will not be afraid. Death no longer has its hold. It no longer has its victory. Death cannot separate me from His love. So though the earth be removed, my life from me. If Christ possesses all of me, I will not fear. Solid rock I stand, all other
Save the space.
Are putting me out of business.
I'm really curious to hear how that sounds together when I listen to this later.
I'm not going home. No.
It's like
don't want to face my father.
probably not too good with both songs playing at once, huh? Oh well.
Look out
Sometimes
below!
it can be cool, like a weird counterpoint. How's everyone this evening? Okay, so what am I doing? The shaman's path? Is that what we decided, or did we decide that I can go find the dam with the broken drum? Which one did we want to start out with? Since I know we voted last night, but you guys are here now, so you guys can pick for me. My life is in your hands. Okay. Is that what we all agree on? Gosh, this is gonna be tricky. You guys, are you sure I can handle this? Like, We're really good at this game. I'm gonna learn some patience. That is a fact. Only one way to find out. Gotta try. How will we know otherwise? It'll just be a mystery. Man, look at those clouds up there, though. Wild. These guys are one-shotting me, though. Wait, I have waterlogged, so I'm a not smart person. Hold on. Oops. Don't mind me. Oh, I'm gonna die. I drowned her. I drowned her. Oh no! I drowned Aloy. Forbidden what? You'd think it would have been the shield wing, but nope. It was the running out of air underwater. Was the Forbidden West mechanic that got me. Rip. Rip. Take a rip for Aloy, everyone. Press F to pay your respects. I know this game better than I thought. No, I don't. I am dumb and arrogant with hubris. What did I think I was doing? Getting myself killed? That's what. Guys, how am I gonna make it through the freaking fire break? I'm gonna become a new person by the end of this. I believe in us now, Took.
Repair machines that are possessed by your daemon.
Oh, yeah.
Those machines are tougher and angrier.
That's what I've seen. From a distance, anyway. As for...
Hold on. Let's, we're gonna get Genesis in here. Okay, let's test this on the video audio. Hello. Do you have your audio set to play on other people's streams?
How to deal with it.
I've got an idea.
Alright, let's see how many times I die this time. It's kind of them to distract it all for me. obstacle. How am I going to get through Firebreak?
Aha. All right.
There you are, Peter. You're
Yes.
doing it.
I'm doing it. I had forgotten how to fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw this video where they combined Master of Puppets with doing it. So it's like the music of doing it with the lyrics of Master of Puppets. So it's Master of
really?
Puppets over funk. Highly recommend.
I want to see that now on principle.
It's fun. Look for Master of Doing It.
We have our phone free.
Hey, don't get my YouTube shut down though.
Right?
Right. That would suck. Guys, this is a party.
This won't go quietly.
You really want to see me suffer.
Yeah.
I miss those snap mob burps.
I wanted to say something yesterday, but it was so much to type. Wait. Story about this section of Zero Dawn. This section alone took me 3.5 weeks to complete. Now,
Really?
Why? Yes. Now, why is that? Well, first of all, I hadn't played the game probably since it released, and when it released, I only played it for maybe a good 2 hours before I realized I was too sick to play. And
Yeah, that's pretty bad timing there.
yeah, especially because like I got to the point where she had like come out into the world, and so I was really eager to play it, but I didn't have my faculties together to play it. So this DLC came out and had been out, and I bought it, and I was like, I'm gonna get into this game. I'm gonna get into this game again. The second one's already out, and I'm gonna get into this game again. And finally I did. And before finishing the game, I wanted to do this. And that was a struggle. I should have gotten much further and gotten used to how the game played before.
See, that's why I ended up just. I
went
went with a total replay because that's what I was afraid of happening.
Yeah. So I remember being stuck in this area for weeks. I don't know if this is the best way to play this game.
Damn.
I'm doing it.
Hold on. Okay, you're good.
It's one of my favorite parts of the game, easily.
Yeah, it's a good one. Especially to come back into after what you went through. Like, holy mackerel.
Yeah. And that's another crazy part, is I didn't start putting those pieces together until even this year. Like, after playing and beating 2, I started being like, oh my god, this is a commentary of my life. How wild.
It's very specific. It's uncanny. Like, focus. Like, power of a focused life. It's weird, and it sounds crazy to say, but it's a very high context little environment that we were in, and so that kind of thing. They like coincidences, I'll put it that way. That's a good way to put it, right?
Perfect way to put it. They love punny coincidences.
Yes, they love punny coincidences. That's a gentle way to put it.
Yeah.
Well, because we were songwriting. That's what our job was making punny coincidences. That's what the antiphony is.
So
it's a game of catch.
Yeah, it really is. And
they just forget that it's a game and that they're playing. They took it too seriously, like those people that like the rules lawyer in D&D, man.
Thank you. And that's something I've wanted to ask you too, is like, Did you ever feel at any time that they were way more serious about the game than it needed to be? Because,
Well,
like,
you know, the problem is that sometimes people forget that if you think about the game, you lose the game, and they forget that that's a game in itself, and so they get so mad about losing that they forget that it's a game, and you can just start playing again.
yeah. And I guess the reason I say that is because, like, while what we were doing, I hope in some ways was life-changing for many people, in the grand scheme of its importance in the world's eyes, it was of little importance.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's the
what
funny
we
thing where,
did-
like, with what you and I were, like, accused of, like, chasing, like, ambition, and it's like, do you guys realize was this the top for you? This was the step down
like,
for...
this was the ceiling for many, and I was like, wait a minute.
This was, like, the secret
This is
step down.
yeah, this
Like,
is
it's
like
not
the basement. Almost.
ambition. This was I had other opportunities.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
not
like, from
that's
there-
not like arrogant to say. That's like,
Right. No, that's what I feel like was necessary. Like, you don't go into that lifestyle and think, oh, this is it for the rest of my life. You go into it thinking, okay, I'm going to take this season and it'll launch me into something greater. Like, I felt like that was...
well, I wanted to
everybody's
stay
mindset.
in the secret place. I didn't want to be launched. I wanted to. That was like my I knew if I was something quote unquote greater, that would be a place of death for me, because I watched what happened to some people in my life, you know, exiting this mortal coil by their own choice.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No,
well, that's
absolutely.
not a safe place for me, so I'm not going to do it that way.
Yeah.
But I can see if it being different for you, like, but...
Well, no. In fact, it was the same way that it was for you as for me. I thought it was the way that I just explained it for everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
So my assumption was, okay, I see how y'all are playing the game.
Yes.
You go ahead. I'm just gonna be here forever. Like, this is what I desire. I don't want to be in the spotlight. I don't need to have a top, whatever.
Yeah, like, I went to
This is my
freaking
heart.
school with a bunch of people from... And you just learn that it's like, oh, like, you don't really ever have privacy or feel like, because that was like what caused death in my family, is just never being sure if people like you or if they just like what they think that you can get them. And I was like, that is the last thing I want. And then it's like,
Yeah.
surrounded by a bunch of people who are terrified of that, but then accuse you
Right.
of doing that to them. And it's like,
Exactly. And you're like,
what?
what's happening? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's pretty.
no,
Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Oh, that is gorgeous. What is that?
It's a long leg.
Oh,
It's
that
just
is a
getting
long
hit
leg
by
exploding.
Hephaestus's blast. It's hitting.
Yeah.
It's being hit by healing.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah, I wanted to catch
tentacle.
it right when it hit it. It's not
Oh,
the
you
tentacle.
did
It's the
it.
actual blast of the purple goo that heals it.
But doesn't that come from the tentacle? Like when it shoots
Yeah,
up
yeah,
to the
yeah, yeah,
ground?
yeah. Exactly. What's up, Pure Skill? This thing's gonna kill me now.
Yeah. Because don't they get a shield right then?
No,
Or is it just a heal? They just
it's a
heal.
Healies.
Okay, I thought it was like a 10-second or 15-second shield or something.
I'm screwed. Don't kill me. Yeah. Did it not do the blast? Ah, damn.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
Just don't mind me. I'm not gonna get past this. We're gonna learn what I'm made of.
Well, you're made of stardust.
Stardust. I've been watching The Boys.
So good, right?
It is so good.
That
It's-
show,
It's like, one, it parallels Horizon. The first time I watched it was right after I finished Horizon Forbidden West, so I was like, oh my god, it's them. Homelander even looks like Eric.
oh my god, he really
Yeah,
does.
yeah, and then one of them freaking beam of light.
Yeah, with his eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
It's a great chord.
It is. It just...
I love playing guitar. We're musicians, you guys, and we just really like theory.
Yeah. So we talk in ways that are like, what do they say? But you'll get it.
You know, that's what that was. We're very, very good at hiding what we do. That's what some people think, at least. But it's that obvious sometimes.
Yeah.
Not
We
as good
couldn't make
as
it more
you
obvious.
think that you are at hiding your true meaning, guys.
Uh-huh. Like in disparaging looks and
I worked for
grunts and
media.
puffs.
I had to watch, because the thing is, media has to look at the weird shit you're doing because we got to make sure we don't show it, so we have to be extra aware of it.
Gosh, there's so many things I want to talk about.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Well,
I mean, obviously, you know, we know, we've
yeah,
talked,
we get it, yeah.
we get it.
Speaking of media,
Yeah?
I sometimes rewatch sets, not for the musical content, but for
Yeah, although you were here when the music was
humanistic
playing earlier, though, right?
Yes, I
Nice.
was, yes.
Did it sound okay on that end? Because it was like playing over the music of the game, but...
It actually did, to be honest.
I figured.
Yeah, I was like...
I figured it would possibly expand either song, because that's how that works.
Yeah, and it definitely did, 100%.
Oh, sweet, I'll have to listen back later.
Yeah. So yeah, was there... Well, no, I was going to tell my story. So I was watching back a specific set that I was on with a worship leader that I was not used to being with, and I remember... See, the funniest part is the talkback mic. It always...
Oh no! Talkback stories!
Yes. It made 0 sense that there is a giant thing happening.
Horizon 0 Sense.
Thank you. Perfect. There is a thing happening that a camera is watching, and on the, well, to the camera's view on the right side, there is a person literally shouting into a microphone, and nothing is happening. And then you look to the left side of the screen, and there is a person responding to their seemingly shouting, nodding and gesturing and all sorts of things. A full coherent conversation is taking place in the midst of everything happening also. I realized how unnerving that must be for some people, to feel so distant in that moment, to see two people just fully engaging in conversation and them not having anything to do with it. Like, how...
I liked watching that stuff go down. It was fun for me to try and watch what was going down and see if I could guess where things were going, but I liked it.
Yeah, and that was always the cool part of it, is if it related to what was happening in the
yeah, but sometimes it would be the conversations, and I know what you're talking about.
Exactly, and
yeah,
this specific set was just that. The worship leader in question, he had a full conversation with his wife, and I was just like, sir, we are at the height of
Chili's.
What is... Yeah, sir, this isn't Chili's.
You know, some of that stuff you can hear if you, like, in, like, the media booth or whatever.
And I figured whoever was there that day probably could, and was just like, are you really having this conversation? Because I turned it on, I turned it up in my own ears to hear what they were saying, and then I realized, oh, it's selected.
Because sometimes, you know, you might be mixing and you want to be able to follow cues and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just wild to me, and when I watched it happen in real time, but back, I was like, we did that so much. Like, it was just okay.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of people feeling isolated. That's why I didn't like that we didn't show empty chairs. Like, we weren't allowed to show empty chairs. I don't remember signing an NDA, so...
True, I don't either.
Yeah.
Nor
I don't really remember signing much of anything.
Right, yeah, I remember my word being given at some point, maybe.
Yeah, I remember words being given to me also, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Well, chat, I hope you are enjoying this side of the conversation. Because it's real. This is our real life that we really live for many real years.
Hey, we were streamers.
Really were.
It's the funny thing. I'm like, you guys need to be at TwitchCon. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? You're what? You guys are streamers. You're streamers.
Yeah, you guys are dropping
That is only disparaging if it's disparaging to you.
Right. Absolutely.
It's just be veridical in your thinking and speech. Especially if you're doing it in the name of a religious guidance.
Oh, goodness.
Or if you're trying to teach people. You know, if you're gonna say you want students, be an honest person. It's not like too much to ask.
Because kind of students need all the honesty.
Yeah, education's the most important thing you can do. People are entrusting you to mold their mind. That's their frickin' thinking, man.
Yeah.
Gosh. Like, take it seriously.
Yeah.
Is that crazy of a thing to get on here and say? But, you know, you'd have to get on here and be listening to this in the first place to hear it.
Right.
I don't see any one of them, even though I'm, like, asking them, hey, power of a focused life. You plan your day out in 15-minute increments. Can I have one of them?
Yeah, I actually, I had thought about doing some sort of not a mass text, but just like add a few people
I would
here that
appreciate.
I think would be interested in this.
Yeah.
And the only thing that stopped me
We
was I
gotta
was
get
just
it
like,
people
yeah, it's
to get it to
only
the
thing-
right people that need to hear it.
Exactly, and
That's
that was
the whole
the only thing
thing.
that stopped me. Is I was like, I wonder how it's going to be relayed because
Yeah.
I can only see it being relayed negatively.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you know, that's more of a reflection on whoever it gets to, so let them.
Yeah, that's
You know?
true.
Why stop
Mhm.
them if they're it's a
If that's where
mirror.
it's going anyway. Yeah,
It's a mirror.
that's true. That is so true. So yeah.
So if
next
that's what
time
you're
I'm
thinking of
just
doing, you have
gonna
my
do that.
permission. Like, we're live now. You can send that out whenever, but that's up to you.
Okay.
You feel it out, man.
Okay. Yeah,
I just, you're welcome by me. It's not even
Okay.
just welcome, but wanted, because how else will we get it into the ears of people?
Exactly. Okay.
And
well, thank
how
you.
else will
I
we get
appreciate
people
that.
here to tell their stories too? It's y'all come, you know, right? There's gonna be a wedding. Who do you ask? Everyone.
Yeah. Please, everyone come. You're right.
Let's like show them what actual wedding feast looks like. It's every moment to everyone at all times.
Amen.
That simple. It's not what you think it is. Stop being weird about it.
Right. Right. Literally stop, guys. Literally stop.
This is what we call high context language. Not my favorite. Think of it like a pun.
There you go. Fun season.
I can get to the tower. I'm gonna go right.
Okay. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna do it. Way too far.
Okay, they're heading back.
Podcasts would be cool.
Yeah, right? Computer is absolutely
I've had so many people tell me that. I have an NPR voice.
Right?
I literally like
That's-
do a little impression. Ah, no, not you guys.
Oh, goodness. And that is our hour. Thank you so much for coming.
The pulse gives them energy.
Thank you
repairs
for
them.
listening to my tell-all. International House of Prayer. Secrets filled in the light tonight
Oh, right.
and day on days that end in DAY for people who pray. Hooray! What do you say?
Amen. Thank
Will you
so
hear
much,
it
Sarah.
even though some people are gay?
Probably not, but that's
This
okay.
thing can work for me.
No.
It's actually not, but it is to you.
I was gonna say no way, but it is to me.
There it is. No
I
way.
mean- You gotta ask if it is to anyone but you guys, so.
Survey says.
Welcome to Serenity. That's from my Dungeons and Dragons game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're fighting corrupted robots. I'm a knowledge cleric of Serenity, and I rolled higher for any character I've ever rolled on this one. And she's like super badass, and she's a knowledge cleric, and she has double proficiency in Arcana and History.
Oh man.
Like I've got a displacer cloak, and I've got an invisible shield. I accidentally made Tilda before
that's
they
right,
even
you were
announced
telling
Carry
me.
On. Yeah.
Right. You were like, how did I do this?
And it's freaking me out, man.
Yeah. Man.
Because I gave her like an Omni tool and everything. I love Tilda.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
you actually made Tilda?
No, her
even,
shield
like,
comes from a freaking gold band on her arm, is what I'm saying.
Oh, so you made Tilda without
Like, literally.
You actually did make Tilda.
Yeah.
Did
no,
you call
it
her
just
Tilda by
gets...
chance?
No, I didn't name her.
Oh,
She's just Doctor.
Okay.
She's just Doctor.
Just Doctor. Well, wait a
Tilda's
minute.
Doctor.
Isn't Tilda a doctor?
She's a freaking PhD art historian.
There. You did it. You made Tilda.
I go into ruins, and I get ancient secrets out of ruins for my goddess that is an AI that descended to godhood. So, yeah, Liz, basically,
Thanks, guys. Right.
Chris, my roommate, is our DM, and he made the world, and I just made a character that I wanted to play in it. And so because of that, I was compassionate to Tilda the entire playthrough, and I, like, became a huge, like, Tilda Defender stan. Like, fuckhead Pharaoh, but Tilda was wronged by the world. An unjust world. Like, that poor girl is an orphan during the displacement, and that sucks.
Yeah.
The person that was supposed to receive her after her parents died sent her off to fucking boarding school.
Yes.
And she took solace in art. That's why you go through her... But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're not there yet.
Still got a ways. But I get it.
Oh, man. I feel like everything's harder in this. It's almost like Alright, I'm not skilled. You guys think I'm going to be able to do this? Do you believe in me?
I really do believe in you. And chat, please give a rounding round of applause if you agree. Because like I said, that part took me 3 weeks, and I think I was on medium.
Really?
Yeah, like.
Damn.
It was.
I feel like I am. Not. I mean, like I'm new. I mean, you know what I mean.
Right, like a new. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, I think the way they did that DLC is so perfect because like what she goes
ramps
into,
the fuck up.
It really does.
And it's just like, oh my god, terrifying things. That's got me so excited for the Burning Shores.
Yes. Now, did they give a release date for that yet?
April 19th, buddy.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Did you watch the trailer? It's got brand new music from Alexa Lazowchuk with Julie Elvin soaring freaking vocals. What are you waiting on, man?
Well, apparently...
You said your phone's not in use, right?
It is not, but my controller is in my hand.
Damn.
I may have to... I'm fighting a bunch of police, too, which is... also...
I need to play Cyberpunk.
You know, the only thing I can say is just... This is... okay.
I want to customize my junk, okay?
And it's customizable.
I know. Some people would think that's evil. But they like live in a religion that literally does that as part of like the initiation ritual, so they're funny.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Be honest with yourself.
Right.
Please. Now, that was metaphorical in Minecraft, of course.
Of course.
Look at how pretty this game is.
So another thing I've learned is...
There it is, I died.
There it was.
Discord would be cool. I'm bad at Discord. Someone would have to teach me how to use it right.
I'm so horrible at Discord. And the thing about Discord is it's not a it's not a streaming service, it's a chat.
Yeah,
So
and I'm never very good at keeping up with the real time. I like the
right.
old V bulletin and stuff like that.
Yeah. Gosh, you remember when AIM Messenger was a thing? Those were good.
You were
times.
invoking the ancient magic.
I really, yeah, the dark ones have been summoned.
This is so interesting. I'm gonna have to just get good at this game. It's just hard because I don't have any bows that I can do anything. Like, if I had a war bow, this would be an entirely different experience, but I don't. But that's okay. We're gonna get there. This is the only way you can.
Yeah.
That was like playing freaking improv bass, like showing up at this place and being just expected to know what to do. I'm like, I'm sorry, I never learned theory. It seemed like a box.
Yeah, or like, same here.
But
like,
I'll learn it to be able to communicate my ideas with you. I usually just play off of feel and listening, but okay.
Yeah, yeah, or when I was pulled into...
You guys
like
need me to tell you the chords and I can do that. I was just going to
Yeah.
change my part and tell you to keep going and not to worry about it because I've got something to put under what you're doing.
Right.
But okay.
Yeah, and then here I am sitting...
I will learn
never
music
having-
theory to calm down
Yeah.
insecurity.
Yeah, and it's like, here I am sitting on the side. I haven't learned a worship song to save my life, and you expect
Yeah, I
me
can't
to
name any
know the
worship artists,
entire
man.
catalog. Yeah, I didn't... No, I still
I didn't
can't.
grow up listening to worship music. It's boring.
Yeah.
But you guys said that what I liked was evil, so I started listening to
Right.
it, and then I was like, this is all boring. I listened to
Yeah.
Dream Theater before this. You guys stay in 4-4. I don't like that.
Right. Please, somebody go to anything.
So I joined the team with the person who played One Measure of 5/6 one time.
Yeah. God, I bet that annoyed every human on Earth.
And then I asked her about how she came up with it, and she just felt it. Wow, what a trick.
Yeah. Oh, how wonderful.
How does
I
that
just feel
fucking
things.
work?
Yeah.
You just played what you felt. You had a conversation on your instrument, and then you actually stayed in the conversation. I'm sorry that you guys never know when to come in when it's just feeling, but that's how I feel in like words conversation. So now you know what I'm dealing with most of the time.
Right.
But this was my one place I could have fun, and then you wanted to talk grammar all day long.
Right, like that matters. At all.
And then got mad at me when I tried to then like go about it your way and got good at that too, and you still felt insecure at the end of the day. Well, that's not really mine to fix for you, but you made me pay for it anyway. Okay, that's fine.
And isn't
Like,
it
I had
wild?
my own too, like... What were you saying?
I was gonna say, isn't it wild too that then we had to not only learn a new language and then become proficient in that new language, but then
You
to
expand your
speak to
thinking when
each
you get a
other.
new language.
Yeah, and then
Literally.
to then be like we were.
View every person as a
expanding our
language.
horizons. Yeah, we're now.
It's that easy. That's
integrating
what
it.
Tilda does really well, where she's at least like going and like, okay, you would call it this. I'm like,
Yeah.
good. See, Tilda at least gets that hunger for understanding. She just takes it in a direction because she's afraid.
That's
I love Tilda.
that. I love Tilda.
Carrie Ann Moss covers a multitude of sins, let's be real. But no, did I tell you before they announced that she was even in the game, I like posted a GIF of Aloy falling after the proving next to a GIF of Trinity falling out of the window in slow motion at the Matrix Reloaded opening scene. And then like 3 weeks later, they're like, Carrie Ann Moss has joined the cast, and I was like, what? What? I didn't do it.
Excuse me.
I surrender to whatever this experience will be.
Whoever designed this, it wasn't me.
And then freaking Angela Bassett, we don't deserve this bounty. And they made her like 97 times beefier.
Yeah.
Gosh, Regala's so badass. I'm gonna do it this time. Ah, fudge sickles. Oh gosh, guys.
Oh man, he leapt. Goodness. Oh yeah. Perfect. This is... What up, Astro?
Astro! What up? Hello, friend. I'm not doing too hot.
Right,
You're gonna beat the race.
suffering.
You're gonna definitely beat me at the race.
Oh, Astro, we are struggling. It's a beautiful struggle, though.
Well, the people spoke. They voted, you see, and they said, hey.
Yeah.
There is a point at which I think we might need to, like, take a break from my sanity and try something as filler and then come back and maybe, like, slowly get better weapons by doing side quests and then buying them or something. You know, get some blue gleam or something, because this might... But as we do, I'll actually get better using the shitty weapons, you see? That's the trick. It's for my mental, like, if it gets not fun, I have to move on to something else at some point. Like, I can press through a little bit, but there's a point at which it's like, okay, no, you gotta take care of your mental health. Let's not go into, like, a fit here. Because it's all about playing a game.
Right. This is... But...
Aloy is so brave. Ah. Oh, shoot. Oh no, another one, Astro? But your trees have not even released themselves from the weight of the previous winter storm.
Oh my goodness. Astro, where do you live? Because...
Too cold of a place.
Yes, I will happily fly you out to the Midwest, which is, yes, still cold, but there's none of it.
You guys are supposed to get a snowpocalypse this week too, Genesis.
That's what I heard, and then our news reporters were like, actually, it's hitting Chicago, and I'm closer to St. Louis. So I said, well, if it be in the cards...
That's what I hated, because I worked at a hospital, so it didn't matter how bad it got. We still have to go into work 17 miles each way. And Kansas City does not do shit for their roads.
They don't.
They were like, oh, sorry, we just have brand new crews. I'm like, what? That excuse doesn't work every single year, dude. Like,
Literally have
that it doesn't work every year, guys. How long have you been in this? Like, like, you didn't pre-treat the roads. I'm driving around jackknife semis. That's when I was like, I'm gonna leave now. Goodbye. I'm moving back to Arizona. This is shit.
That's so awesome.
This is stupid. Why do people live? And then you have lawns. Why do you have lawns?
Yeah, who needs a lawn?
What is the point? What? You could just put gravel down. Gravel is amazing. Aw,
Can
shit.
I tell you a funny story about lawns and lawn care?
Yeah, go for it.
I used to...
What's up? Welcome. Wisconsin.
Hola, U.S. Chamberlain. Oh, Wisconsin. The home of T-Pain. So, that... Astro, I'm sorry.
Another planet
That's
eventually.
all I can say. That's really all I can say is I'm sorry.
Squeaky cheese. I had a roommate from Wisconsin. In,
well, Astro, I
we
would
shared
tell
a
you to go
basement.
hunker down at T-Pain's villa because he's on tour right now. But I'm sure he has a ginormous gate. But on the chance that he doesn't, you find his house.
Gates, man. Gates barbecue is... I didn't like Gates out of all the barbecues. Gates was not one I enjoyed. I just got sliced.
Gates is not the best.
I didn't... It's vinegary. It's not that they're bad, it's just not the type of barbecue I like. I never had Arthur Bryant's. I like Jack Stack's beans, which is
Oh,
I don't
really?
like beans anywhere, but I liked Jack Stack's beans. But I never had Arthur Bryant's.
You've
One of
never
my
had
my
Arthur
weird
Bryant's?
guilty
That's interesting.
pleasure. Yeah, well, there's just so many places in Kansas City, but I was also perpetually broke
There
because I
are.
had student loans and my job didn't want to pay me what they said they were going to pay me. So, you know.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Know
you
that.
do
Know that.
100%. No, literally. Oh, people of the word, but not people of your word.
Ooh, burn and bars at the same time.
Spitting fire from heaven?
All
Two
in.
people bearing witness, spitting fire from heaven, standing outside somewhere that likes to babble on. Let the reader fucking understand. Only if you want to hear it, it's a mirror. Do you fear it? Or revere it? Are we jeering and leering? Or is it endearing? It's gonna be a reflection of yourself, guys. What are you hearing?
Are you kidding?
Probably not. You'd have to stop ministering for a moment to do that. Ministry. Whatever happened to 24/7 works of justice anyways? That's what I came
Right.
for. And then I went and served food at a hospital and they fired me for having an outside job. And by fired me, I mean said, well, you have another job. We don't need to pay you for working for us. And I was like, well, I thought that you don't, withhold from the ox while it's threshing. But
But I guess.
I thought that unpaid wages cry out from the ground. I told you, I was everything I pleaded with you was so I could be there for the rest of my life. I left going to medical school to come there. I left a lot of other dreams to come there and serve. What did I do to you guys?
Yeah. Who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
I mean, that's what I wanted to ask them. Who hurt you?
Freaking ragdoll. I'm having fun dying because it's just like freaking... Did you see her body fly that time? Everyone is safe and warm.
I did.
Ohio. What part of
I
Ohio?
caught the tail end of it.
My whole family was
Oh,
born
yeah.
in, is like my dad's side and my mom's side. My dad was from the Springfield area. And actually, so was like an adopted mentor person, was also from the Springfield area, which is like small world. And then my mom grew up in like Menor, Concord, Painesville area. Which is
Really?
interesting.
My brother lives in Parma, which is close to Columbus, I think.
Okay, southern.
And I lived
where we're
for
from.
5 years. I went to school in Steubenville, which is right next to West Virginia.
Okay, I've been through West Virginia once when I was bringing a car from the Virginia coast out to Kansas City, and I took the drive through Kentucky, and it was freaking beautiful. I wanted to go to all the freaking whiskey distilleries, but I couldn't. Didn't have time.
That would have taken.
Yeah, well, I wanted to stop at least any of them, but so, like I went right by where Four Roses is, but oh well. Got some Skyline chili outside of Louisville.
Hey, man.
I think I should just shoot it, but I've gotten it before. These things are so creepy looking. I'm so glad they made them.
I am too. They really set the tone.
What part of Texas, Perskill? I used to live in Waco. Waco.
Oh, that's another thing I kept meaning to tell you. I used to live in Dallas.
Really? Were you around the what's this place in Dallas? New Life or whatever? Or what's the New Life is Colorado Springs. Which Jesus Camp, they go to New Life, and isn't that Ted Haggard's old church that Corey Asbury went to before he got his Grammy nomination, but after he left IHOP KC?
Yes, that is exactly it.
That Ted Haggard's old church. They went there in Jesus Camp with Lou Engle. You should watch Jesus Camp. It starts out with a Todd Ganofsky song from One Thing 2003, which is in St. Louis, if I remember correctly, off of his album Brief Prophesy, and Misty Edwards sings on it. It's very interesting. There's children in fatigues dancing with little dowels they've painted silver as though they're a sword or something, singing about the dry bones that are raised to become an army that they really like, but it's really like those kids talk about how they have no joy, and that doesn't seem like fruit that I want in children's lives personally. It kind of seems like child abuse to me and most of the world, except for the people that have like blinded their eyes to it. But what can you do?
Can't take the stump out of your eye for you.
No. Plead for justice night and day. I've heard that matters to someone somewhere, but the places that told me that kind of do shitty things to people, so I don't know how much I believe about it anymore. I've not seen it yet, and I've been waiting for it for a long, 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 long time.
So many things. But yeah, I used to live in Dallas, near that church.
Sorry, I went off on a little.
Oh no, you're good. I love it every time. And then I lived near San Antonio.
San Antonio is better weather.
In Austin.
Way better weather. I could have gotten along in Austin. Everyone always told me I belonged in Austin, not Waco, and I was like, honestly, you're probably right. They're like, go down to 6th Street.
Yeah.
That's your people. I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't disagree with that statement, but here I am. Guys, these are the only weapons I have. So we're just gonna keep doing it this way. Yeah, I've started from a new game. I got out of the embrace.
Oh, that's right.
Aloy just got her throat sliced by Helis, and here she is. That's when I'm like, are you guys sure you want me to do the freaking shaman's path? You know what's on this path, right? Okay. If that's your will, chat.
Oh, you lived in Corpus Christi. Okay. I had a friend who lived not too far from Corpus Christi. It was a little town called Corinth. And
A Corinthian.
yeah, that's what he wanted to be.
Did you watch the Neil Gaiman thing? The Dream? What's it called? Neil Gaiman on Netflix. Sandman.
You know what? I told us I should bring up my Netflix account because there's a lot of stuff happening that I'm missing out on. One day we shall.
Damn, I didn't even hear it come from beside me. Did you guys hear that coming up to me?
I heard not a thing. Not a creature was stirring at all through the house.
Yep.
Right.
Wake up, guys.
Just if it's possible.
Do you hear the rhythm? This was your fucking dream.
Alright.
Did you forget it? Man, Dante's Peak has, what is it called? The diegetic sound. They sing, row, row, row your boat. Gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, merrily. Life is but a dream. Martha. You watch Handmaid's Tale? think I need to read the Octavia Butler one though, for sure. You know the one I'm
Yeah.
talking about though, right? Right. Do you like know the name? I forget. You know the one I'm talking about though, right? It's like what's it called?
I feel like I do know the one you're talking about. Gosh, so many things in mind.
How am I supposed to accomplish Firebreak this way? Like, do you guys, is it possible? Do you guys, what gear did you have, Astro? When you did your no-skill Frozen Wilds, how far in were you? Like, what bows did you have?
Let's see what I have.
Come on. Robot chicken surprise. Naltuk, why are you useless, buddy? The assistant to the shaman. Not helping me out. I'm gonna die. At least he'll remember my song. That's Robbie Bayman playing Naltuk. If you watch Critical Role, it's Dorian Storm.
Huh.
Yeah.
I have heard that name.
You need to watch Critical Role. It's so good. Oh, I'm sorry, Aloy. Damn. I was in a rhythm and then I lost it.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Aww, snap. What? What's the
well,
oh wow?
First of all, it's a bunch of professional voice actors role-playing their way through C&C. And second of all...
Wait, you've never watched Critical Role whatsoever?
No, I never even heard of it till just now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's how
it's basically what we did at our job, but with improv D&D instead of music.
Yeah, and that's one reason that I'm very interested. But a second reason is, it is 4 days before my birthday, which...
That's when they started?
That was when they started, and my birthday that year was the worst.
Oh gosh.
Of all time, yeah. I spent 18 hours in said room straight, and without rest, and I had no, I struggle with words to even bring it justice. It just was a bad day. But
Let's see.
to know that this is I want to see it. Where can I see it? How can I see
YouTube and Twitch, Critical Role. They are also a podcast on most podcast places, as far as I'm aware. Astro asks, for my playthrough, should I do a more planned, slightly longer but more prepared route, or more of a mad dash through the early game? Well, you know what Gildan would say. Chat, I do want to ask, can I try waterlogged as respite from this yet, or do we want me to keep going this way?
Yeah, as first among chat, I say give it one more chance, and if
Yeah, of course,
definitely
but
go
like, are we starting to get... Because now I just mentioned Gildan, I'm like, he's right there.
Yeah.
The poor dude's all alone. I mean, whoever it is that hurt frickin' Lualai is gonna pay dearly for getting her music silenced and taking the light from her eyes. But we're gonna go and find out, and it's gonna be a damn shame.
Yeah, they're not gonna like us.
No. Cause some people to reflect on time.
Oh, have a good rest of your work shift, Astro.
Have a good rest of your evening, Astro. Thanks for hanging out. I think you should do the Mad Dash, or the Prepared, but the Mad Dash. I want to see your Mad Dash skills. Really, it's for the intel on our secret goings-on that are coming up.
It is.
Blue Gleam? How did you get Blue Gleam? See, I should just get Blue Gleam and get a better bow. Can I do Gildan's thing after this one attempt and then go and get Blue Gleam for a better blow after I find Gildan?
I would say yes to that.
Cool.
I
Have a good
see
evening,
the
Astro.
suffering.
It's just, I don't want it to hit a point of, like, too bad of frustration, because I also want to be present for conversations, and I can't do it if I'm in that bad of a getting murdered fest. So, it's for the sake of everything else going on here, too, you know?
Yeah, Skill says you should go somewhere else and come back to this.
Yeah. Because I figure it's got to get boring at some point, because when I lose my motivation past a certain point, then it's like, well... I just, like, don't try as well.
Right, yeah.
But it's also like, I just lose the presence of mind.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's not a place we want to be in. Gotta take care of your emotions. You gotta know when to come up for air, to rest from your work, as they say. It's not boring, but for your sanity, you should go somewhere else. Leo Zillard, who I like to talk about in here, has this code that he lives
Your skill
by.
says it's not boring, but for your sanity, you should go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
That's exactly, that makes me think of Zillard's commandments, which talks about how do something for 6 years, and then in the 7th year you gotta go into something else, or you're gonna forget even what your friendships are worth if you don't take a break from them. That's pretty good. It makes me think of when I was playing bass and people wanted like bass drops, and I'm like, but if I do bass drops all the time, it'll be like I never did a bass drop in the first place.
Right.
People are
people
funny.
don't understand.
People are funny.
Yeah.
How long do you think it's going to take before they realize that just watching this game with an open heart, to be open to see themselves in whatever they need to see themselves in, is literally the point of this whole thing?
Do you want a realistic estimation, or...
You can say whatever you want to say.
I genuinely think, because it didn't take long for me to understand how everybody, like, works, you know, how their hearts work, how their minds work concerning certain things.
Yeah.
It didn't take very long for me to learn that, like, even when there's no other way, they will consider a way opposite to that.
Yeah.
And so, I kind of feel like, and I hate to say it this way, but on pain of death, would be the turning point. Just because it's such a, it's so ingrained in so many that like we will fight to the end. It's like they don't see that.
What does fighting
there's
look like?
Exactly. Actually, that's really it. What is fighting looking like? Like at this point of the game. And second,
what is a war? What is
a war?
What is the weapons of your war? Look at this game. You know, play
But even-
D&D. You can, like, I'm a
Yeah.
freaking healer in my D&D game. That's what I contribute to the fight. Healing.
Mhm.
I literally don't even, I have certain spells that make it so if I attack an enemy, then my spell goes down. I lose my sanctuary protection if I attack an enemy.
Wow.
I have to focus on healing in D&D. That's what my cleric plays like a true cleric. She's also a 250-year-old elf, and she's very interested in not proving anything. She's like, that's for the kids. You guys can get out there and do your heroic deeds. I'll patch you up afterwards.
Yeah, that's for you 75 and unders. You have fun.
Well, because she's got the majority of her life ahead of her, so she's like, but it's like 10 times what the other lifespans of people are, so she's like, they gotta live faster. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna feel like me at 60.
I contain a lot of history,
feel
and
like
if
I'm
I
fine.
die, I lose it with me, and it's 3 of your lifetimes worth that I contain with experiential memory.
Yeah.
And I am also like a researcher for Serenity, and I want to hang on to what I've got because it's for something more than me, and people think it's self-preservation. They don't realize that it's a history.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a history, and it's like a global history. It's something you want to be able to give to everything and to everyone. It's not even just for you.
Even if this kind of delivery is clouding it in a mystery.
Yeah.
Coming with some clouds. For every eye that wants to see it, where are you guys, though? Like, why aren't you paying attention? I don't know.
Yeah. And that was really my point. What is war? Like,
Exactly.
if not for
Life is a long
the
lesson
sake
in humility.
of-
Exactly, pure skill.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, Pure said it best. Life is a long lesson in humility, and that's why it's like they're fighting a war that no one else is fighting but them. There's no one on the other side.
Yeah, the measure by you measure is the measure that you'll be measured by. So stop measuring.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
That simple.
Done. That's game. And that's our time.
And
Thank you for
scene.
tuning in.
Return to Singapore.
Yeah.
As the waters recede, the people return. Singapore, May 5th, 2043. May 5th, it's Cinco de Mayo, or as I call it, Cinco de Crayo, because you want to hear a story about May 5th?
Ooh, I do.
May 5th, 2014 was the last set on my worship team. It was supposed to be about 20 days later, but they're not exactly known for being good waiters.
Ooh, so true.
So we got the rug pulled right out under us. They ripped our heart out after they plundered us.
Oh, what a blunderbuss.
Super sus.
Super sus. Ugh.
Then they said that everyone that was on that team was difficult to work with, and that all the new worship leaders we had to work with complained about how we were impossible to work with. I'm like, that's really, thanks. What am I supposed to do with that?
Right. Appreciate your
What?
care and concern.
What? You guys manipulated me onto this other team, didn't even give me full disclosure on what you were doing behind the scene, and I'm just supposed to be okay with that? I'm the one who's a dirty rat for saying that I was mistreated on public space like this. Where are you guys? You didn't leave the 99 to come find the one and listen to my story. Are you having fun?
Are you having fun learning how to run? I'm
Hey, it's
certainly
just a
not.
series of puns. A large pink-tinted rock marks the summit of Bukit Timah Hill. Singapore's highest point. At one time 164 meters above sea level. Charmaine Lowe records a self-hollow next to the rock, her bright smile contradicted by nervous fidgeting with her prismatic fake nails and 30s-style subdermal jewelry. I thought I'd never see this place again. I still can't believe it's real, she marvels. Proud, I should have learned how to pronounce it. Bukit Timah has stood firm against time and weather, but the rest of Singapore has fared less well. With approximately a third of the island nation at less than 5 meters above sea level, Singaporeans like Charmaine were forced to abandon their homes as inexorable waters leached away their foundation throughout the snoring 20s. This game, man. Snoring 20s.
Snoring 20s.
Snoring 20s. Now, the surviving members of Charmaine's family are returning, alongside many others. As global temperatures and sea levels stabilize, people come by air or by water. Some seek refuge from the deleterious effects of the Citarum River tragedy, whose costs still reverberate today. All hope to build new lives atop the collapse of the once stable and prosperous country. Singapore represents one of many states abandoned by their citizens in the aftermath of heavy coastal flooding. Questions surrounding ownership are difficult to answer. Government and law enforcement personnel fled far in advance of the country's devastation. God, that reminds me of FC. And documentation of title is scattered at best. The plot of land on which Charmaine's childhood home once sat had belonged to the Lowe family for almost data corrupted. So good.
Oh, good.
Freaking, I can't, I get it. I get why people skip those types of things, but I'm also like, but why are you here? What did you come
Right.
here to do?
Yeah. Why have we come? Why have we come?
Clear that up later.
I wish I could just skip ahead on the shaman's path.
Yeah.
I want to go meet Aurea. I'm not good enough yet.
The tender soul.
I just want to give her a hug. I love the stories in the story, says Pure Skill. I agree. I think it's a beautiful world. I hope that Netflix does it right. I hope The Last of Us encourages them that they have to do it right. Last of Us looks amazing. I've got hopes high. Guys, we're gonna go and bring justice to the poor drummer whose song has been silenced and her instrument taken from her.
Well, somebody wanted in. Nearly blew this entire ledge off just to get through the door.
How you doing, Genesis? How you doing, Pure Skill?
I'm doing well. I am
Flooding detected. Evacuation
currently on a
recommended.
stroll
Overflow basin
through a town
compromised.
affectionately known as Night City.
Is that the den?
What's that
Where,
in?
uh,
Like, what is that?
it's
The like
the
main
city in
city?
Cyberpunk.
Gotcha. I
It's
need to
just
actually play it now that I have a PS5.
yeah.
Oh
it's
no,
so
I
much
pressed the
better.
wrong button.
It's just an interesting pun on the name of it because
I mean, I can think of a few
Knight
ways.
would assume, right? Like off the bat, it's like Knight would assume that it's debaucherous and all of that, which it is. Don't get me wrong, but it's so much more than simply just simply that. It's because it's not. There's a constant weave of inner and outer turmoil that is just on everybody's hearts in this world, and they talk openly. Like, there's tons of conversations happening all the time, and if you just stop and just walk around the street, you'll hear it, and it's unbelievable.
Oh man, that sounds relatable.
Yeah, it is.
I
like,
used to drive shuttles,
yeah.
and I would put music on and try and listen to the music, but like, there's only so much you can do when people are loud and alone on a
Right?
shuttle with you. Like, neener, neener, hi guys, just your friendly shuttle driver here.
Yeah, just you know, trying to be here with you.
The strength to
Now.
stand alone, Aloy, is the strength to make a stand. Thank you, Pierce Hill. Someone really trashed this place.
Yes, they did.
How do we want to start this farewell thingy? We might be the last actual people to ever see this place. Yeah. Hence, songs.
Relatable. Dear nobody. As far as I can tell, that's who's going to read this. Those spooky guys showed up today with that creep Blevins to take measurements of our workstations, and next week they start installing Pharaoh's servitors to do our jobs. Bye-bye, Shelley. Bye-bye, Laura. See you never. Hope you enjoy basic income. God, it's going to be weird to say goodbye to this place. When Quentin and I split, this was all I had. Thank God for a job where I could sit at a panel and press buttons and cry all day. Jesus Christ, was that mixing sound? What? Fuck. That hit in a different way today. Which I think is why we're doing this, hiding the tapes of our rehearsals in the dam. These tapes are our memories, our ghosts. Through them, we get to haunt this place. Keep it human in some small way. This control room was where I was sitting when Laura came in, dragging an old practice amp and guitar behind her. Shells, she said. Girl. So I was looking at schematics for this place, and I found this perfect practice space. The acoustics in this place, seriously bonkers. Like, echoing through the entire valley kinds of bonkers. Legit, you are going to soil yourself when you see it. I remember asking, practice space? Peace. Shelley. So good. Listen.
How do we want to start this farewell thingy? We might be the last actual people to ever see this place. Yeah. Hence, songs.
So good. Secret show. The lighting in here is so good.
I should be able to shut this place down from
It
here.
actually really is.
I should be able to shut this place down from here. Someone made a mess of this. If I had the right parts, I'll bet I could get it working again.
This looks so freaking incredible on PS5. It is not allowed to be this beautiful. 60 frames per second. Freaking
Someone's been through here.
freaking unreal. Being smart will count for nothing if you don't make the world better. Elizabeth Sobek. Man, I want to go back to the main story. I want to go back to the story so we can meet her. Wait, is this the asshole who freaking broke the place? Is this the reason that drummer is silent? I'm gonna fucking murder this dude.
Right?
Telling me to clear my conscience? Who the fuck does he think he is? This is what my ADHD sounds like at all times. A lot of times that's what's going on.
Usually I have to get myself out of these predicaments.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude.
I once spent 2 days wandering a ruin before I found an exit. 2 full days! This current arrangement of ours is preferable, of course. Not much longer room in here.
Should I let this guy out? He flooded that drum and broke that poor drummer's heart. He doesn't even realize how much harm he's caused. Beggars can't be choosers, dude. Alright, let's let him out. I'm gonna punch this dude in the fucking face. Or am I?
Are you
Or
alright?
am I?
Or am I?
You don't know how happy you just made me. For a moment, I thought my fire was snuffed. The forge gone cold. But nope, nope. Not old Gildan.
Look at how cute baby Aloy is.
Welcome. Wait. Start from the beginning. What are you doing down here?
Ow! My apologies. When you mostly talk to yourself, you can tell your stories in whatever order you like. There's an artifact
True story,
in that
Gildan.
storage room I simply must acquire. But as you may have noticed, the door won't budge. I took one of those round.
We gotta get this man a mirror.
From the wall beside the door. No luck. So I had to go with that panel with the button. Even less luck. My gentle experimentation caused the chamber to flood. So I pushed the button again, perhaps a little too enthusiastically. Sparks and smoke.
Kind of reminds me of Mike.
Obviously, I came here to investigate. My
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
steps may have contributed
Yeah.
slightly
Like,
to the
literally?
collapse of the bridge.
Down to the, like, hits you hard and thinks it's endearing, but it actually hurts.
Abandon the cumbersome ringy, what's it
Yeah,
to
and you're like,
waste?
wait a minute.
Like, Gildan literally does that to Aloy.
Closed behind me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you, like, run this organization, so I don't know how to tell you this, but ow.
So you found the button that controls the
Yeah,
flow
it's
of water.
past.
Quite
Like,
by accident.
And then you broke that button.
that
Also,
word.
quite by accident.
The panel's the only way to shut this place down, as far as I can tell.
Well, aggressive is just not the word. It's like
That storage room
It's
is
belittling.
just-
It's past belittling.
Yeah, it's that little, like, it's not cute. Like, this isn't 1953.
Right.
Well, there's no way we're getting
Yeah,
into
nobody's
that
laughing
storage
at
room
this
without another ring.
on their way to like
It's part of the locking
a
mechanism
family
that
dinner.
controls the door.
You don't say. Well, that's fantastic news. It's marvelous, even. You've got two hands. I've got
I'm not
two
mad.
hands.
It's just like,
Perfect.
bro, we're not
Yeah,
all
that's just how it is.
built
My
like boxers
salvation,
and
if you
football
like.
players.
Why wouldn't you? Of course you will. My
Right.
accomplice.
We don't all take a hit.
I'm also like about to go to
Together, that ring
bed,
is as good
man.
as
Like,
ours, and with it,
I don't have the
storage room,
energy
Yeah.
it spoils.
Didn't you say you dropped the ring in the
Your
Now
6 a.m.
process
is my bedtime,
Let me grant
bro.
you that adds a heretofore undiscussed level of complexity to
And I'm
the
holding my
proceedings.
base, man.
Right. Can't you just
You
let
said something
what's
about an
happening
artifact?
happen?
Indeed. That storage room is brimming with treasures from the old ones.
And not
But
be
one in
that guy.
particular caught my eye. An intricate looking glass.
Get this, bro, a
I've only seen one such
mirror.
device before. My old mom brought one
His
back from
mother.
wherever she'd gone to that time. I remember holding it. staring
Gildan,
into
I
its
love you. Oh yeah, I don't want to break your jaw. I love you like my favorite freaking character, dude.
just over my shoulder, smiling.
I hope we see him in Burning Shores. And Bryn, too.
Oh, yes, I'm quite sure. I peered into that dim little
Dang,
chamber, and
Interskill, I
there
just
it was.
read what you said, and
I've wanted
you're
to find
absolutely
it for
correct.
so long.
Being smart will count
Yes,
for nothing. if
this
you
time
don't
I'm
make
sure
the
I
world
have.
better. So said Elizabeth.
Liz. Mother.
So, we need to replace
Oh,
that ring and get into
mother.
the storage room. Then I can fix the panel and shut this place down.
Mother of all mother.
Finally wrap my fingers around that looking glass.
Get this dude a mirror.
How are we gonna get that ring?
2 sets of hands, girl. 2
Dude, such a hand.
Behind us lie a pair of enormous gates, but I believe the gates must be operated in tandem. Together, we can dry this place out.
Guess we better get started then.
I guess we better. Up ahead, girl. See the valve? Time to put our hands to use. I'll take care of this one. There's another valve on the other side to lock the gate in place. Would you mind heading across and doing the honors?
This is so beautiful. Like, this is incredible. And get on the pallet, Ellie. Aloy, get on the pallet, Aloy.
The other valve is just across the edge. Raging flood waters.
I love how Aloy climbs. She's so wild. I love you, kiddo.
Yeah, she does not climb like a normal humanoid. Carefully.
Gildan, I love you. Bird nests. Bird nests. Cart around families of birds. That reminds me of Revelation 18. I don't like being all churchy. It's just that I'm trying to get the attention of a specific group of people. Pay attention, guys. This may seem like it's not important, but it's the most important thing you can do. Be merry. Be merry. Haha, happy Mary. Or M-A-R-Y at feet. Or
On it.
married like a bridal paradigm to every human in every moment at all times. Stop trying to be Martha building a ministry. Stop trying to be a house of prayer that's a den of thieves.
A little more now, and I should be able to get the blasted gate moving.
Won't you let the little children come to me?
There. You should be
Little
able to lower the
children,
gate.
I tell you.
Right you are. Now, when I get this gate down, you'll need to turn the valve again. Ought to lock this thing in place.
Look at us doing an engineering feat.
One gate down.
Halfway through then, aren't we?
One midnight gone.
A ladder is a rare and special thing, girl. Can depend on it to take you exactly where you need to go, and no further.
Wisdom of the Delve. Book 4, Passage 3. Thank you, Gildan.
I'd wager the valves for the second sluice gate are somewhere above us. How are we gonna get up there?
Let me look
Good
around.
question, buddy.
See what I can find. Looks like I could jump across on that. I can leave rest of platform.
One of my favorite lines in the entire series incoming, you guys.
Oh, here it comes.
Hi, buddy. He reminds me of Buddy. I don't remember where I'm going. Hold on. Is it down there? I think it might be.
Thanks, I think.
That was one of them, but that wasn't the one. Yes, we got another damn family! Just like Band Family! My heart and soul is broken. Erend. Where are you, Erend? It's Erend's song. It's his favorite song. He gets so into it. It's so terrible and amazing at the same time. Boom, boom, da-da. Corpse sellouts and runaway cowards.
You started off so strong and then it all just imploded. Well, that's sort of my MO. No heavy stuff. We're switching gears. Band name, we need one.
Band name, we need one. Dude, we do. That's what we should be for our hunting party. Concrete Beach Party.
Concrete Beach
Our
Party.
band party family. Tribe, whatever it is. Damn family. Or we could be damn family.
I like damn family.
Damn family. Damily.
Damily.
It's literally, when I took this, dear nobody, when I took this job, we can pick from any of them. It's one of them's taken, we just go with the next one down. I like Damily because it's like the most meta. You have to really know the reference. Although I like Damn Family too because it's like, damn. Dear nobody. When I took this job, we could also go with Dear Nobody. When I took this job, we had to watch this training holo, and I remember probably 2% of the actual holo. At some point, the holo welcomed me to the Damn Family, and I felt like, A, that was such a missed opportunity because they could have called it a Damily and chose not to, and B, the idea that I would ever think of any coworkers as family was pretty ridiculous. I mean, you said it.
Right.
But then one day I looked up and automation had whittled 6 people down to just Laura and I. And I was signing papers to dissolve the family I thought I had. And suddenly my last coworker with her faded tattoos and perpetually arched eyebrows was telling me jokes and making me listen to bands I'd never heard of and cheering me up when I cried. Things were really good when it was just the two of us. We used to have these theme days. One time, the sluice gates were open, and we set up beach blankets on one of the catwalks in the intake tower and batted around this inflatable beach ball I had in my apartment for some reason. Laura messed around with the emergency PA and patched in a bunch of classical surf rock songs. We even put sunscreen on the bridges of our noses. Laura called it the Concrete Beach Party. When Laura brought up band names, I knew pretty much right away that would be our name, Concrete Beach Party. There was never really any other choice. I had this idea for something called Back Alley Alchemy. I'll tell you about it offline sometime.
I like the name.
I feel it's like kind of the same kind of feeling as Concrete Beach Party. Back Alley Alchemy.
Yeah.
I want it to be more of like a whole concept of sorts, rather than like, kind of like how Snark Puppy,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, Snarky Puppy.
yeah. They're not just like a band, it's like an idea.
Yeah, it's a whole universe unto it itself. Like,
It's a way of life.
yes.
Just spring across the
My
gap.
brother
Okay,
got me
okay,
into Snarky Puppy.
it's my favorite line.
Okay, here we go. Are we ready?
No, not yet.
Ah, you're right above me. Just send that ladder on down.
I was early. It's on the next part. That's right.
Look out below.
I got
Close, girl.
overexcited. I got excited. Gildan just encouraged me so much. But
Could be as easy as falling down
You're
a
right
hole.
above me.
If you take the valve on the other side,
It's set up the same way on this side. I should look for an access tunnel.
Gildan, how do you stay so happy? Don't you know you took away the song of the drummer? You silenced the valley. And it flooded because it's the lowest place. The river rushed in, and no one knows why. It was this dude. He made the drummer cry. But look at how cute he is. Guildling! I'm crying! So precious, look at him! To get lost and to find yourself, to fail then to succeed. Aww. Gildan, who are you, man? Sorry, I needed a second.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Mushrooms.
Are delicious.
Okay, Gildan, turn the valve.
not working. Damn thing's too heavy. Glance behind me, would you? See anything big and, broken?
Looks like one of the counterweight broke off. If I can get up there, then the weight might be enough to get it moving again. Hang on, okay? I've got a plan. I need to get up higher. Or climb up that wreckage. That's pretty much what I do.
It is pretty much what we do, Aloy. People like me and like you. Climb up that wreckage. Just... since we're in Christianese mode, I was thinking about the whole, like, to the pure you show yourself pure. To the deceptive you show yourself shrewd. To perverse you show yourself perverse, is, I think, in one part, etc. So interesting to think about.
Yeah, because, like, that just shows.
Well, I told you someone was like, are you threatening me?
Well, yeah, I read it.
Bro,
I was
like, what are you, where do you,
take that as a
what?
threat?
I was not even on my radar. If that's your rubric, then man, wait till you hear until what some people said to me.
Right.
Okay, I think this is my favorite line coming up here.
Okay. Control call. Very clever.
You can make it! Let's see another one of those mad leaps!
That was it. You can make it. Let's see another one of those mad leaps. Ha ha!
Wow. Oh, that's a good one.
Got it. We're good to go.
You were a sight to see. Bounding from metal rust trap to metal rust trap. Still a bit of water, but...
Cauldrons are beautiful places to explore.
Where's that ring?
Good question. Well, at least I should be able to swim now.
Snap maw! It's a snap maw! Very, very big snap maw!
So
I see
I
it,
want to
Gildan.
tell everybody, and especially Kat, something
Just stay out of the way.
that I think is really interesting about the world of London. So I am friends with a, adult film star, and she could not be a kinder, more gentler human being. On
Dude,
planet
a lot
Earth.
of them are. I've gotten to know
Yeah.
the story, like a few people
Yeah,
in the industry.
I was really quite surprised when I met her, specifically because of
It's
the
like
way that I met her.
a lot of
more.
people that have like found their inner peace.
Yeah, and she is 100% one of them. Her name is Adriana, and she is now a full-time Twitch streamer. She plays video games and just loves life and travels, and it just, I guess what I mean to say is just her heart amidst everything that she's going through inspires me. It's like I can look at my life and go, wow, I've had a really rough life. I hope I can be a better person because of this. And then like I juxtapose it to hers and I go, nope, my life was not difficult. I'm okay. I have no reason. I have every reason. Let me not finish my reason. But in looking at her life, it gave me a well-rounded awareness of like the things that some people can go through. And it just gave me a lot of peace to know like my own issues with problems don't inhibit or prohibit me from growing. And she taught me that lesson just by sharing, a little bit. And I was like, man, I can't even imagine having gone through some of the things she went through and then coming out on the other side the way that she is. And I think we all need that little bit of perspective when we look at ourselves in the world, like to learn, maybe it's worth to be a kind, loving human being in this moment that it looks like, oh, it's about to go sideways.
I need to adjust your level or something because I can barely hear you. I can hear you, but it's like right on the edge of it. Hold on, I should be able to balance chat a little more. No, there's a thing you can do to change the balance between the party chat and the game.
Okay.
So it should be better now. Hold on. There we go. Try talking now.
Okay. Is this better? I am testing, and a 1 and a 2.
I think so.
Okay.
I might have done it in the wrong direction. I did it in the wrong direction. Hold on.
Oh, gotcha.
Alright, that might be better.
Okay. Do I sound better? Sound any different?
I
Yes,
think
no, maybe
so. I think so. It was the game just needed to have a little audio balance issues. I think the label is not as clear as they think it is. Because I could see too many ways to interpret it, but that's also me.
Yeah.
So sometimes things seem clearer. That's like artists, the whole like artists not being able to like see their own painting like how everyone else sees it, because the artists can see their intent, but people outside can't. Or any, not just artists, but like any kind of artistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Any conversation that we have whatsoever. A little low. What's your favorite cauldron, Pure Skill? Ow.
Was it Iota? I think it was Iota.
Iota is a good one.
My favorite.
Iota is a very good one. I like that writing the one part. It like reminds me of Star Trek Enterprise. I'm gonna get it, guys.
You're gonna get it?
I'm gonna get it. I got it on fire. It's all peaches and cream from here. It's dead, Gildan. Oh, Gildan, why are you making a child do this for you? Buddy, I'll do it, but buddy. Which way do I go? Wait, what? I got so turned around. What are you up to, Genesis?
Trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
Okay at the moment.
That's super real. What's the combat like in that game?
Well, because it's first person, it's actually a really interesting feel. Because it's unlike first person combat should be. I mean, there's melee weapons, there's swords, there's... So it's just very... It can be rough at times. But then it can be extremely rewarding.
You were right. This thing did swallow the ring.
And like right now is one of those in-between times where it's extremely rewarding and also very challenging.
Sure, its chosen routes can be a bit circuitous, but never mind. To the storage room. To the spoils. Ooh, what's in here? More old world treasures, perhaps? This place is full of surprises. Can we have a look?
Didn't you want to get into the storage room?
I do. Fervently. But, well, I got
Those
time to
drainage
poke my nose
pipes
in
lead
if you
into
do.
another room. I know what's in there.
And one of the greatest parts about it is when you win big.
Nice.
Yeah, there is not a single victory that feels shortchanged.
That's cool.
Yeah. which
Oh.
is again just so different from normal first-person shooters. Like,
Yeah. Nice.
they
That's
can just
cool.
tend to feel mindless, and this one's just everything but.
Very nice. I'll have to actually. I have it. I just need to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get the. I need to play the Witcher remaster also.
Yes, I just downloaded the upgrade for
I
it,
haven't actually
and
played it,
I'm excited.
and I'm like glad I put it off because this is going to be my actual first real experience with it. Like I got somewhere in it, but not very far. So this is going to be great.
See, yeah, you're like Horizon the way I am with The Witcher. I played and beat it 7 times. And
Nice.
it was always enjoyable. No matter what I did, it was always enjoyable. So I'm really excited to see it in this new light. Like,
Very nice.
I can't even begin to understand. Because it's 2 generations ago. So that's a lot. That's a lot of hardware ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Because I have a PS4 and I have a PS4 Pro and I have a PS5 now. Because I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, no, you're not. I had the same, and my friend only had a PS2, and I was like, I can't let him live this life.
I've tried to give away my consoles on multiple occasions. People are just like, no, thank you. I'm like, you're allowed to take time to play video games. It's not like against your job.
Right, yeah, like, and he's also the kind of person that's like, his whole life is work, and he never gets downtime, and I'm like, bro, just take it, like,
play video
10
games,
minutes.
Guys. Although when I started playing video games is when they started to find ways to push me off staff, even though we were supposed to hold an agreement until June. They started to be like, what if you left now? I'd be like, what if I fucking didn't? Anyways, I just got limited edition merch, which is funny because limited edition. I was on limited edition on several occasions.
Were you?
Yeah, but first, let's listen to Laura and Shelly.
Okay.
Okay, Shells.
We're not even in the band meeting. Sort of counts as practice, right? Merch. We need merch. Stickers! You're not a real band until someone vandalizes government property with your sticker.
Colleagues, I have been asked to remind you that conversations determined to be irrelevant to servitor training are discouraged.
What were you saying about vandalizing government property?
This is so good. I love this so much. Dear nobody, we spent an hour plastering our stickers all over that servitor. Well, I say stickers. They were sticky notes from my desk. We stole the presentation and a design of other band logos, drawing little skulls and lightning bolts and broken hearts around the name. It's not like we had any actual work to do. When this began, we were told we'd be on-site advisors, going through the motions of our duties so the servitors could mimic our actions. Jesus Christ, Genesis. But the government creeps, corporate creeps, same diff, I guess, mostly ignore us or yell at us for getting in their way. The robo-scab's weird oval head kept swiveling towards us, and it kept asking, hello, is this relevant to my training? As we tried to duck out its line of sight, ruining its chrome finish with sticky notes and shushing each other's giggles. Afterward, Laura stood in front of the thing and goes, Servitor, this is very important. This is how you greet Blevins, okay? It's a sign of immense respect. I mean, will the servitor actually give Blevins the finger? Probably not, right? But a girl can dream. Screw the man, Shelley. Kappa is an amazing cauldron peer skill. What's your favorite part of Kappa? But don't spoil it for people that haven't played it, but honestly, it's fine. You can just say whatever you want to say. I don't think anyone here is really going to get ruined on it. Limited fucking edition. Never be able to hear that phrase again the same way.
Right?
Check the area with my focus, maybe.
Aloy is so fearless. Like, walking on that grate is terrifying. I know what to do. I just want to have a look at it before I make it glow. So pretty on PS5. The lighting is just on a whole other level. Alrighty.
Time to get the flow going to the right place.
I say this as a man typically
Time to get the flow going to the right place.
like it might be a little much for me.
Yeah, Gildan, it's gonna be okay.
Music to my ears. To each job, it's proper tools.
To each job, its proper tools. Toothpicks make horrible arrows, as the saying goes. Valves 101. Laura Vogel. Vogel means bird. If you watch Bambi in Netherlands, there's a scene with Thumper and Babby, and they're just going, Vogels, 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 Vogels. But it confuses me because everything else is like Schapen, Olifanten, Tomaten, Bananen, Dieren, Bieren, Brücken, Vogels. What? Vogels. I don't understand this grammatically. What's the rule? Yo, Shelly, I'm trapped in a servitor hell over here. That's such an important line. Shelly, I'm trapped in servitor hell over here. Got in this morning, and as usual, that one half-baked chrome dolt was bumping up against the locked entry door in the reservoir room, moaning about requiring entry into the totality of the facility. Fuck! That sounds like someone I know. Several someones I know. Demanding entry into the totality of the facility. You don't demand it. Another friend of mine, I delight in this line of a song from our ironically named friend, because if someone's saying, yo, Shelly, who's writing this? I'm just saying, our friend of the same name wrote a song that says, to force a heart to move is abuse.
Oh. I know what you're talking about, and wow.
And it's so important that she used the word, the human heart you won't abuse. You so value our decision. And like, that's such an important thing to say.
Yeah. And
like, call it what it is. Call it what it is.
Yeah, not couch it in some weird jargon that we're all supposed to know.
So values letting us choose, because to not would be abuse. Like, requiring entry into the totality of the facility. Between its robot voice and those weird grindy sounds its limbs make, the acoustics reminded of track from one of the less accessible German post-punk bands. I got confused with reminded me of, just reminded of. I've told them and told them. Every night the pipe network decouples so that the reservoir can refill, and every morning it has to be reset manually. All you have to do is turn the valve thingies so that the water flows directly to the pump. The rest of the servitors seem to get it, but this guy won't stop bugging out. Demanding access, requiring entry into the totality of the facility. I mean, I know we're supposed to be on-site advisors, but this is getting ridiculous. Do I have to scratch the instructions into their stupid, shiny faces? I love this note, Laura. You are like my favorite human.
In so many ways.
Laura Bird.
Oh, and that was something she always wanted to be.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I haven't talked to her about that.
Yeah, that's, I mean, at least in our time together, she always wanted to be called that specifically. Because that's how she
Wait, are you for
expressed
real?
music made her feel. Oh, yeah.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
Oh
for
my
real.
god! That's
That
so
was always her
sweet.
expression in her heart. She was always
That is
like,
so
I just want to be a
fucking
bird because
sweet.
that's how I fly. That's how I feel is freest. I'm like,
Dude,
you're
why
too
does that remind
perfect.
me of Forrest Gump, though?
Right? A little bit.
No! I shouldn't say that on here.
But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I like it.
I hope the love is heard. It's not mocking. It's like, I sincerely am like crying happy, sweet tears.
Right.
This a while, girl. No room to judge, mind. I once spent half a day flummoxed by a card you
Laura Vogel. You need to watch Bambi in Dutch.
I do.
Vocals. No, here's the thing. It's an easier way to learn the language. I watched Dumbo, and it was like, it's like watching it like a child again, one, because it's like, I don't know what they're saying. But then you watch it, you're like, but I totally can get it, because it's like, you guys made this clear. I'm learning. It's way more fun than Duolingo. That owl is such a harasser.
For real.
But I paid that owl money to harass me, and I did learn 350 words of Dutch. Ik spreek een beetje Nederlands. Bespreekbaarheid. Folder model's super cool too. I don't know if bespreekbaarheid, whatever it is, it's Dutch speakability or their frankness. Basically, nothing's taboo except for like bragging about money. But otherwise, it's just talk about it. And people view it as rude because it's frank. But you know who I learned that from? Stuart Greaves. Because when he moved to the United States, he was in Florida. And when he was going to go to New York for something, people are like, people in New York are so mean. And he gets there and he's like, are you kidding me? Everyone here is the nicest people I've ever met. Because New Yorkers are just in your... They're
just real.
They're just direct. Like, they'll cuss you out, but while they're changing your tire when you have a flat.
Right.
Like...
On the side of the road.
Yeah. They're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing driving over this construction zone?
Right.
But they're changing your tire.
Asshole. Like...
Okay, where am I going? I'm going down where it just drained. That's right. That's what I've been looking for. Oh, Gildan, I love you. This is... I got, like... I can't put the coil on anything yet, though. That's the sad part. Because I don't ever get to do mod swap on this playthrough. Rip me. As soon as I get the Banuk culling bow, it's on though. Or not the culling bow, the striker bow. Aw, Gildan, you're so happy. Drummer's weapon coil.
Looks like that's everything. I should head back up with Gildan.
Data. Compensatory damages. Let's see what this has to say about compensatory damages.
See? Check this out. We could just bang on this pipe, you know? And... Could we sample that or... Totally. Like, what about after the... Oh, sorry. Just a sec. Laura? I need to take a break. Laura? Hey! Laura!
Dear nobody, I feel embarrassed now thinking about following Laura out of the pump station like a kicked puppy, wondering what horrible thing I might have done, until she threw herself into this room and shut the door behind her and just screamed. The fear of abandonment is weirdly self-centered because it presupposes that little old you are filled with such immense destructive power that you're capable of driving every person you care about away. I mean, except for sometimes that does fucking happen for a while.
That sounds like normal.
gosh. Anyway, at the bottom of the dam, with her on one side of the door and me on the other, she told me that Metallurgic had bought her mom's house, her whole neighborhood, in fact, out from under her to build a new server farm. Ugh, God, I don't even like that house, she said. I don't even like Indianapolis. I hated every minute I spent in that city as a kid. When they told us we'd have to leave the dam, I went back to my apartment and I sat on my bed and I prayed to a God I don't even believe in that I wouldn't have to move back home, that I wouldn't have to show up on my mom's front stoop with a suitcase and a bunch of stupid excuses. She was trying not to sound like she was crying, but she sounded like she was crying. I guess I got my stupid wish, huh? I asked her where she'd go, and she laughed. Where else could she go? Back home to help her mom pack up the house to move with her into whatever dank little one-room hole Metallurgic's displacement grant will allow them to afford? I think I could have dealt with being one of those losers who celebrate their 40th birthday living in the house they grew up in, but now I don't even have that. I had no idea how to make her feel better, so I just sat on the other side of the door, and I started singing the song we were working on, the one about being the last two girls on Earth, and eventually she started singing along. Love, Shelley. It's such a good story. Like, this is just, damn. Oh, buddy, you're like a freaking puppy. I love you, dude. Circling back. Okay, Gildan, let's go. What was Pure Skill saying? Kappa's your favorite because it's one of the hardest. I agree. Machines you fight in Kappa, especially the one at the end, are spectacular fights. I agree. It's a super fun one. It's got that, like, mystery to it. Oh, Gildan just wants a mirror. He just misses his mom. Poor dude. Gildan, I can't wait to see you again one day. Hopefully April 19th.
Another holographic interface. There must be some kind of code. Maybe I should try scanning objects in this area. The lock positions. Helpful.
What are you doing with your hands there, girl? I can't believe that worked. I thought you'd lost your mind tickling the empty air like that.
Gilden? Everything okay?
I was so sure I saw it. The looking glass. I was so sure. Right there in the window. I was... Of course. Trick of the light. Nothing at all.
I'm sorry, Gilden. It must have meant a lot to you.
Oh, well. Much as any artifact of the old ones would mean to me, really. It's fine. I'm fine. Besides, what are the spoils compared to the delve? That's why we do it, girl. The delve, not the treasure. And what a delve it was!
The delve, not the treasure.
Forge, I'll never forget that. Now then, I believe we have.
Gilden, who are you? Farewell tour. Farewell tour. Let's listen to Farewell Tour.
I mean, this is it.
Reunion tour.
What? Maybe 2 more times? Nah, shells. Farewell tour! Reunion tour in like 6 months. Bands do it all the time. For our adoring fans. It's not that hard to stay in touch, Shelley. We could practice in holospace. People always say that.
People always say that. We could practice in holospace. It's not that hard to stay in touch. People always say that. Bands do it all the time. We get to play together, what, maybe 20 more days? No. We gave us 8 days notice. Dude, my cousin says that being in a band is like being in a polycule. It's like being like married in a relationship.
Whoa.
Dear nobody. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I 100% agree, except it's also sometimes a marriage that nobody wants to be in and feels forced
Oh yeah,
into.
no, yeah, because that's what happened to me. They wanted a stranglehold on me in the section I was on, so they tricked me off of the media department and onto this worship team of this dude that had lied to me. Like, when I first started there, I was doing my support raising trip, and I left, and I was like, I'm coming back on October 2nd. And this person had chased me out of my audition after I showed up, and they approved me on the spot and offered me to join the worship team for Marcus Meyer on the spot. But I wasn't allowed to because I hadn't done an internship, even though I had done a 3-month intensive that was like more intense than the internship I ended up doing. And I was like, this is stupid and legalistic, you guys. But whatever, I digress. And so Marcus Meyer needed a bass player. They approved me on the spot. He asked me to join his team then and there, but I was like, I don't think I'm allowed to because loopholes that don't exist. And so then this other guy chased me out and was like, well, what would you need? And I was like, again, I don't think I'm allowed to, but this is how much money I would need. It was a very small number that I didn't even end up getting later. And then he found me when I did my internship and was finally allowed to join staff and was like, I want you on my team when my bassist leaves on this planned date. And I'm like, well, I'll be back like 6 weeks after that, but okay, can you get, and he's like, okay, I'll get subs for that period of time. And then you join my team. And so I'm out raising support on this, like I have a team lined up. I've got some of my income already lined up, so you're helping me top it off so I can afford to do this job, but be faithful to my bills and like my body and taking care of blah, blah, blah. I was like very vision focused. Then I got back on October 2nd, but partway through the summer I get an email that was like basically he backed out. He got tired of getting subs or someone else came along and he just literally went back on his word. I was like, you knew what you signed up for.
Right. You were straight up.
You broke your word, and that's money that I was counting on, that I had budgeted because I counted a cost, and then you disrupted that. And then I got back in October of 2012, and I'm not even going to go into what happened 2.5 weeks after I got back. I'll say there was a Rolling Stone article and a Lifetime movie made. And I had follow-up I was supposed to do with the partners I had been on the fence, and guess what? If you can't answer their difficult questions because people aren't giving you information, then those bridges are burned.
Forever.
And so when you took away my stipend because I wasn't doing FPD in 2016, when I finally was on that person's team, the one that they manipulated me onto, it just seems like bullshit to me, honestly, because how did I get in that position in the first place? I showed up to a place that said, if we're going to pay our singers and musicians $3,000 a month, and I was like, I can do that. That's a teacher's salary. It's not great, but I can live on that. I can budget for that. I can do that. But then, like, they're always like, if we can, we're going to do that. But then it turns out you have to fight to even get a stipend for $300 a month, much less $500 a month. But they asked me to join a second team. I'm like, I'm making this amount. You have to match it.
Yeah.
And they're like acting like I'm entitled for that. And even that amount was $300 a month less than I was supposed to be getting for that. But yes, anyone listening that doesn't work at this place, that's how peanuts I was willing to be abused for. Because I loved so much making music. Anyways, dear nobody, we got in a fight, Laura and I. After practice, we went out for drinks. There's this row bar in downtown Cody, so we called an auto car and shuttled over. We were the only people there. With the park closing, Cody's becoming a ghost town. The more we drank, the more passive-aggressive our banter became, snowballing out of our control, metastasizing in the empty air between us. And then before either of us really knew what was happening, we were yelling at each other. I kept thinking, like, I'm not abandoning her, she's abandoning me. And I guess she was probably thinking something similar. We got quiet for a while, drank more. Eventually Laura ordered an auto car, and we piled into it, slid as far from each other on the back seat as we could. Why, are you, like, afraid of being queer or something? Sorry, that's just an inside joke. Anyways, arms crossed. I literally got in trouble because one of the leaders was like, your hug lasted too long. Same-sex attraction is rampant. I'll get into that in a second, though. Staring out the window, arms crossed, staring out the window, and then I heard myself talking. Screw it. I don't care if you stay in touch with me. I'm going to stay in touch with you. Whether you like it or not, you're not getting rid of me, ever. Laura looked at me for what felt like ages. I thought she was going to start yelling. But then her hand crept over mine, and we just sat there together. Bottoms up, Shelley.
Bottoms up, Shelley.
I mean, this is it. We get to play together, what, maybe 2 more times? Nah, shells. Farewell tour.
Selah.
Reunion tour in like 6 months. Let's do it on time. For our adoring fans. It's not that hard to stay in touch, Shelley. We could practice in holospace. People always say that.
Man, I hope people read into this and misunderstand it, because that means they've at least watched it and thought about it. It makes me think of Hamilton, where it's like, Burr, you disgust me. Oh, you disgust me?
Oh, you disgust me? Oh, oh, that's so beautiful.
Have you seen Hamilton?
I have.
Yeah, you know the line I'm talking about.
I do. Oh, I do. I tried
so
hard
so
to
you've
see it
discussed
when it came
me.
through St. Louis, and I realized that that would cost a year's salary, so I said no.
Yeah.
But one day that'll happen.
Someday. Did you at least see the Disney one?
I did, and then
Yeah,
I
that's all I've
downloaded
seen
the
as well.
album, and that's how I've been, you know.
Rewind. I remember that. That scene blew my brain.
Right?
Alright, cutscene. Look at him! Ah! Killed him!
A whole lot prettier, isn't it?
just like, I don't understand.
It
Maybe
means it
this?
By the forge. You are a wonder.
Gildan! Gildan, gentle!
I'll hazard a guess you do.
I've heard something like that once or twice.
Told you.
Oh, she's modest now. A master of the arts of the old
like,
ones.
"There's
a
no boom."
delver to shame the entire claim, and she wants to be modest.
But that's just how the Asuram relate to one another. Dude, we didn't all grow up in bars with our dad boxing one another.
I suppose not.
Right.
So what's next for you? On your way back to the claim?
Deprive the people of Song's Edge the story of this encounter?
I hope we run into Gildan again.
I'll stay there a while longer.
I do too.
But a story is best told by all who encountered it. Come and lend a hand, won't you?
Overflow basin empty. Interior accessible. Minimal flood damage.
Sounds like the basin's dried out too. We all take a look.
Another adventure so soon? Whew, you're braver than me. But there was no question of that. You go on ahead. I'm gonna stand right here and bask in our victory for a while.
Just a little while longer.
And I will see you.
We must make a pact. Next time we meet, we'll reminisce properly.
Yes, we must, Gildan.
Delve like this one, man's been telling.
Okay, but are you going to change up the story, or are you going to tell a consistent history, Gildan?
If you'd have told me I'd missed this place when I was trapped behind that door, I'd have thought you were crazy.
Well then.
Now, though. You go on ahead. I'm gonna stand right here and bask in our victory.
Quest isn't over yet. We have to make sure that the drummer gets her song back.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's that noise?
Is she in the basement?
Something like it.
Water's lower. And going by that sound, I think Lalai's already at the din.
Laulai. At the din, the lowest place. Where the river rushed in.
The lowest place.
One time, a friend of ours was leading that song. And I went forward for a prayer time. And speaking of flow restored, I have really bad pain that was like disabling. It would knock me out 2 or 3 days a month, related to my feminine cycle, as they say. So I went up for prayer for that, and this lady, like, I'll say she's a Winds of the Spirit lady, I'll put it that way, okay? That I don't really know, but she's like got this like, whatever, like flowy skirt lady, I'll put it that way, okay? Comes to pray for me, and I'm like, okay, I guess I have to actually ask for this. Okay, fine. I didn't really want to. I just wanted to, for pain. But then she takes her hand and puts it over my hand and then holds it down really low over my abdomen and takes her other hand and around my arm and like holds it against like my chest or whatever and leans in and is like her hand over me in both places, and it's just like garlic breath from hell, but like practically spitting in my mouth right up in my face, praying for me. But I like was restrained literally with her hands over my hands in really awkward places, and I was like trying to make eye contact with Wes Hall and Laura to be like, can somebody please send rescue? Please help.
Please find me.
Because like literally like the whole song Lois Place breaks out and like people are like dancing and I'm just like held there stuck in with this lady and like there's cameras on and she's holding her hand over my womb. And it was humiliating and I felt so awkward, but like I was like not humiliated, but it's a humiliating experience, if that makes sense, how that can somehow work at the same time, where it's like nobody should have to be treated like this.
Right.
This isn't a way to treat people. This isn't cool. Why do you guys run a place where I get treated like this? What is going on? In essence. Like, what are you doing? But I digress. I mean, I get it when you're on stage, it's hard to tell because that's so normal. Like, if you're from within that culture, it's not, you know to expect that, and that's just the thing, you're like, oh, that's just what they do, but I'm not from that culture. It's not a thing we do where I'm from, people. So, like, you want to be mad that my hugs are too long because that's going to lead to same-sex attraction. Well, why would that be a problem anyway? People are mirrors anyway. Whoever said that to me, are you sure that's not something that you just need to, like, let yourself live out? Because people are mirrors, but don't get me started on that. So much homophobia is like, you realize what you're announcing, right? You understand that, right?
See how this, it's like, see how this is going.
The gay people all went on this journey. We're watching children learn to walk, okay, guys? When I worked at Costco, I used to put out all the flannel shirts, and I had a name for them, and it was the name of someone in that place. Because I was like, this flannel shirt looks just like the flannel shirt that worship leader chick wears. With her sticks, when she puts her stick straight hair on and flat back ball cap, I'm like, okay. That's kind of gay.
Yep.
And what do you know down the line? Well, what can I say?
Yep. Just in case you guys are wondering.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
It's only, I'm not disparaging anyone unless that's disparaging to you. Again, it's a mirror, and I can see right through you.
Maybe one day we'll understand.
Fall on our knees. Sorry, I shouldn't have on that one. Good lord. Please tell me you know what I'm referencing. Did I send that to you?
I think so, but I'm not 100%.
Okay. We'll follow up in Instagram.
Yeah.
Bend the knee. Man, saving the world can turn into fascism pretty damn quick. Fuck Ted Pharaoh. The man who saved the world. Gosh, it's almost like all these artists are onto something. I mean, maybe.
Or heard something.
Or maybe something will make sure its lessons are told, even if the house of prayer has become a den of thieves. Or maybe it's all just a story of a grander design of the universe, and we're all just blabbering, bumbling, babbling brooks in a stream that should be an ocean. Because we got trapped in rocks. Or on rocks. Pick your poison. Oh, I died. What up, Pure Skill? How are you trucking along? Who else is watching? We got Pure Skill in the chat. We got Genesis in the chat on Void. What's up?
Okay, your voice echoed for a moment. And I didn't know if you were still there.
Damn, it was worth a shot though. Next time I'm gonna catch the actual ladder.
Ooh. All on your knees.
Just stay out of their way for now.
What up, Mike?
Dear nobody, the last girls on Earth. The auto cars are on their way. Mine will take me to my apartment in Cody. Hers will take her to the vertiport. She brought her luggage with her to work today. Everything she owns packed into 2 little suitcases. She's wearing the fanciest outfit I've ever seen her in. It's for Mom, she said. She bought me this outfit, if you can believe it. Normally, who cares? But I don't know. She's already dealing with a lot. We walked through the dam today, listened to all these tapes, read all these messages, and maybe this is one of those sign my yearbook, we'll never lose touch things, but I'm not scared of losing Laura anymore. We're family. We didn't inherit each other or settle on each other. We chose each other. No amount of distance, no number of jerks in bad suits or obsequious robots are going to tear us apart. So listen, on the off chance that someone ever actually does stumble onto these things, here's the truth. There was this band called Concrete Beach Party, and for a second, it was the best band in the world. And you, whoever you are really, really lucky because you're the only person who ever got to hear them. See you never, the last girls on Earth. Gotta find that last one. Final performance live. Check it out. I'm so glad that of all of these, I need to do Last of Us 2, but in order to do that, I need to do Last of Us 1. I need to get the remaster, but I need to play I have the 2014, I have the PlayStation 4 remaster, but I haven't played it. I can play that. We can figure out what I need to play next. Guys, are you ready for Concrete Beach Party's Last Girl on Earth?
Let's do it.
We're getting a whole song here. This is very important. So everyone, turn your speakers up. Get ready to mosh. Take a hit of your vape if you need to. Obviously, legal vape, whatever, wherever you are. That's in Minecraft. It's okay, guys. Whatever you need to do, Get ready for a minute and 49 seconds of life.
Live from the illustrious Overflow Basin Studios, it's Concrete Beach Party! A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4! Court sellouts and runaway cowards, we've seen your type before. You remove us from the premises, but it's us who's showing you the door. You make the world so hard to live in, then act like we should crave a spot. But if we're not good enough for your world, we think your world can rot. Trapped in a circuit of hell, we still know our worth. Meat and bones don't sell. We're the last girls on earth. Big dudes who draw big paychecks. We're all real impressed. You said you're almost at the concrete beach until there's no one left. You G-men, you're such rock stars. We think it's super cool when you replace us and then you act like we should be making you. Trapped in circular hell, we still know our worth. Meat and bones don't sell. We're the last girls on earth.
Selah. I'm gonna take a break, run to the restroom, get a little snackety snack.
Amen.
It's 9:08 p.m. I'll hit play on that one more time when we get back. First, Last Girls on Earth. This has been Last Girls on Earth by Concrete Beach Party, recorded in the Overflow Basin Studios. Laura Vogel on guitar, Shelly Guerrera Mackenzie on vox. Electronics/percussion courtesy of the magical power of automation. Loss of livelihood also courtesy the magical power of automation. It's been real. Kiss, hug, kiss, hug. Bye! I'll be back in about 20 minutes, guys. It's about 9:09 p.m., so we're looking at about 9:30. Walk, get some water, have a cigarette if that's what you do, pour yourself a drink if that's what you do. Do whatever else you need to do in the next 20 minutes. I don't judge. We don't need to hear about all of it, but if that's what you need to do, you are a good person still.
Amen.
Last of Us is a good game for sure, pure skill. I'm going to be back in about 20 minutes with a little snack in me, and I'll see you then. Let's listen to Lualai. Bye. Late. Hello.
You look happy to be playing
What's
again.
up,
I
friend?
don't know what you did, but the water drained in the snap
How
of a
art
short
thou?
song. What do you think of the music?
I'm doing good.
Never heard anything else
Carl?
like it.
That's because there's no other place with such resonance, such intonation that rattles your ribs with its power. And of course, no one else knows these pipes like I do. I learned them by ear before I could walk, strapped to my father's back.
Sorry for the crunchy crunch.
Thank you for draining the waters.
No worries. Gotta
Not
get your
just for
snack
myself,
on.
but for my ancestors and their songs. Please, take this as a token of our gratitude.
I gotta find the missing data point. Glad I got blue gleam.
Yeah.
The drummer's so happy now.
What shall I play next? The echoes are different off wet stone. Sound is warmer.
At least I get my health increased when I level up.
The sound of the pipes.
Yes, that is necessary.
All at once. I wish to hear me play again. There's nothing worse than the sound of snow in silence. Listen. The air of the cut will freeze over with no drumbeat to rouse it.
Listen, the air of the cut will freeze over with no drumbeat to rouse it.
This piece reminds me of my beloved father. Karja hated the din, sieged it for weeks, and gave him an arrow to my fifth point.
Karja hated the sound of the din.
Let's see. What shall I play next? The echoes are different off wet stone. Sound is warmer.
I wonder what people will read into this.
The drumming?
No, anything at all, ever.
Oh, at all ever?
Yeah.
You and me
Do you like how somehow that broadened and yet clarified it?
Right, it simultaneously made it more mysterious and perfectly clear.
Yeah, exactly. Now take that and expand it.
Yep, have fun with that one, guys.
Precisely
there's your
fucking point. When you know, you know. Now to just make it out of here alive.
Oh, goodness.
I can do this. This reminds me of a scene in The Boys that I just watched.
Oh, wow. I know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah. That poor whale. Look at how they glow red instead of yellow.
Oh.
And the next one, it's purple instead of yellow.
I was about to say, yeah, because of...
I gotta get a better look at corrupted machines. I assume probably red. Good art design.
Yeah, the corrupteds are red. For
Bad
sure.
day for one of us.
Because they have those vines. Well, they're not really vines, but it's more like organic vine flesh.
I gotta find this frickin' data point. I got a milkshake, but I put it in the freezer, and now I'm having trouble consuming it.
Is it frozen solid?
No, it's soft, but it's just not straw soft yet, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like that weird in-between phase where it's like not spoon-worthy anymore, but it's still not straw-worthy.
Yeah, well plus it's like in a styrofoam like cup from the Portillo's.
Okay.
Got frickin' Portillo's.
Portillo's.
There it is! Is that the one I'm looking for? I think it is. It totally is, because it's about the sign right around the place from here. Gotta be. Emissions Joe. No, it's not the one, but it's a good one. From Laura Vogel. Laura Bird. 2. Shelley Guerrera Mackenzie. Subject, Emissions Joyride. Okay, girl, you are never going to guess what happened on my way home last night. First thing, I heard this sound like a herd of killer bees escaping out of a tin can. Then there was this weird light through the trees. I was totally hoping it was aliens, but nah, it was one of those old blue spectrum LEDs. Looked super creepy on the snow. As it got closer, I heard some yahoo letting out this weird guttural man shriek, as if he were doing some macho primal scream therapy, you know, with 1,000 RPMs between his legs. Said yahoo was none other than Dodd Blevins, our new Director of Security, or whatever his $20 title is. He was actually riding an old snowmobile. They're like 1,000 times more polluting than a combustion-era car. My expert professional opinion, Blevins is a grade A douche canoe. I decided not to sick the security bot on this flabby rear. After all, he's practically our boss for the next 2 weeks, but Shells, you might want to take a bathroom break now because you're going to lose it when you find out what I did instead. I was standing right near one of the trail signs, and I could tell Blevins was headed for me, so I reprogrammed the sign to swap directions between Fairy Falls and Purple Mountain. Wicked, right? You'd never get a snowmobile up there. I hope he bailed out hard and had to walk back to the lodge. Guess I'll be filling my very first incident report right before this whole thing shuts down forever. I could let it slide like usual, but then where's the fun, Shells? Where is the fun? L. Hey, Remy, welcome! Okay, I have to do the rail thing because we have to get... There's a Dodd Blevins data point in there, and then there's one that we find in Firebreak that gives us his ultimate story's conclusion. But that's not the one I was looking for. Where the frick is it? Where am I missing something?
Hey Remy, it's Genesis. I'm on headset today.
I have confused myself.
As have I. Did you get turned around?
Well, no, I just don't know where this missing data point is. What did I miss? Where was it? Aloy, you're so brave. Not that. Where the hell is it? I forget. I'll figure it out. Squish. What a creepy pond. Get out of that gross water, Aloy. Hey, bath count, where are we at?
I believe that was 2.
Probably. Frozen Wilds, now with more baths. Where is it? What am I missing? Am I just driving myself up a wall here? Probably. Oh well, I'll figure it out later. I'm starting to fade. Probably the milkshake. Should have thought about that. I'm like in milkshake coma. Milk coma, if you will. Been watching The Boys.
That just happened.
Yeah, well no, here's the thing is that if you learn actual knowledge, then you learn about El Shaddai and how all the names of God in the Bible are written as Lord because the act of translation is inherently an act of interpretation. So they cover them all up with Lord because otherwise they'd have to admit stuff like El Shaddai, which sometimes is translated as God Almighty, also can be translated as the many-breasted one. I heard once that breast milk tastes like horchata.
It does.
How do you... What? You answered that quickly and confidently, sir.
I am, and I will always answer it that way, because it is true.
Okay.
Yep, I am a firm believer in the all-breasted one. He is real.
That went a different direction than I originally expected, but it's, you know what? I'm not...
It's real.
I don't have a problem with this conversation going that route.
You know, I will say, when I found out that that was what El Shaddai should be translated into in all instances and terms when you're talking about it, it changed my thought process on how to approach God as a person instead of as a being. And I think that revolutionized my whole life, because I had thought for so long it can be so convoluted to, like, quote-unquote pray and quote-unquote worship. But when you talk to a person, there's no need for that intermediary thing of like, oh, I have to bow at this point, I have to genuflect at this point, I have to reverence him in this way. She is inherently above me and I am inherently beneath her, so like...
Good night, Remy.
That.
Thanks for stopping in. Sorry that you were getting to sleep too early. I don't know why I'm sorry about that. Enjoy your sleep.
Yes, enjoy.
Sorry that I didn't get a chat with you because you're not here for long, and I don't know where I redirected that sentence. Yes. You know what I mean? That's where the brain was.
Yeah.
I'm hitting a wall. I'm gonna have to sleep soon. It's that milk drunkenness. I'm not sorry for that.
I think that's why babies cry for it, because puts them in a drunken stupor.
Horchata.
Away from the pain of life. Yeah.
The boys.
The horchata.
Man, Elizabeth Shue. I went on an Elizabeth Shue kick when I worked at Blockbuster. I watched all of her movies that I could hold on. She was in one of the Back to the Future movies. She was in Leaving Las Vegas, which was an experience. Nicolas Cage, who's also in Wild at Heart with Laura Dern. Hey, it all comes full circle. Laura Dern is the secret to life. Did you know Laura Dern was Marianne Williamson's roommate? Anyways, you were saying, Genesis. Marianne Williamson's roommate, Laura Dern, college roommates. Yep, fun facts. Ellie Sattler from Jurassic Park, the paleobotanist. Robot dinosaurs.
Wow.
Women in survival situations. She has the best line. Women inherit the earth. And also the merits of women in sexism and survival, whatever the line is. You know the one I'm talking about?
I do know.
When she's got the walkie-talkie?
Yep.
Fucking rad. What a role model.
Looks good.
Where's this freaking data point I'm missing?
Was it earlier on?
I don't know, but I'm getting really sleepy, so what I think I'm going to do is actually just go to bed and we will try this again. Got anything else to say tonight, Genesis? You had a story you were kind of telling, but not.
Yeah, I think I might have been done, but really it dawned on me that, like, it's a real test of your skills to try to separate the deity of something and the humanity of something. And I think that's really unfair that we had to grow up in a religion that makes it so that it's negative to do one and positive to do the other. And they can't both just be exclusively positive. So, I think that's really all I wanted to say. When I figured out and found out that a title for him and a name of his is actually to be all-breasted, it took my whole, it revolutionized my whole outlook on like, oh, he's actually close. He's not far away. So.
Lay tits now. The frozen wilds. Lay tits now. Look at Aloy. She's so happy with the snow falling on her face. Lay tits now. Let it snow. Trebek. Alrighty. I'm gonna hit this campfire and go to sleep. So thanks for everyone for joining. And we'll be back every night at 6:30 p.m. until we get sleepy or run out of stuff to talk about, until I beat the game. And then Judgment will come on IHOP KC, and I will name names.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are they ready?
And, yeah, are they? I don't know. Do you want your name named? What do you want said of you?
Yeah.
You probably want to play the long game.
Yeah. Time to put in an effort now, because won't have a chance later.
Yep. This is actually how Matthew 18 is supposed to play out. Look at it through the lens of Revelation. Get some Revelation. Genesis to Revelation. You guys want a living word? Or is this going to just sound absurd to you because your faith is not even as big as a mustard seed? Because your greed has swallowed you and clouded your vision. I don't know. Make a decision. Good night.
Everyone have a good night.